connecting the paths of our generations. What decade were you born, and where did you grow up?
I was born in the 1940s. I grew up the first part of my life in East Jordan, Michigan, which is just north of Traverse City on Lake Michigan. Well, it's on Lake Charlevoix, really. And then the second half of my childhood was Marysville, Michigan.
What was your first memory as a child?
I remember sitting in a high chair in our kitchen, and we had an electric stove, and I had never seen an electric stove before. I guess I was in a high chair, and I reached over and touched the stove, touched that bright red burner, and burned my hand.
What was your favorite thing to do for fun?
My favorite thing to do as a child was to ice skate.
What was the new it when you were young?
When I was 5, we got our first TV set. I mean, that was incredible. That was a huge thing.
What was the craziest thing you have done in your lifetime?
I will have to say the craziest thing I ever did was take a 2-hour tutorial and jump out of an airplane with a parachute.
What was your favorite decade, and what was your favorite thing about that decade?
I think my favorite decade was the 60s. I came of age in the 60s, and it was just a wild, crazy time in this world.
Is there one place you would like to travel or revisit?
I would go back to Europe. There's so many things to see there, and I barely saw anything the first time, and I am going back.
Do you have one quote, slogan, or philosophy that you try to live your life by?
Be nice to everyone, because you just don't know what their story is, what they've been through, how their life has been, and that might be why they need someone to be kind to them.
What is one thing that you have learned that you use most often in your lifetime?
I think intuition. You really should trust your intuition.
If you can meet anyone famous from your lifetime, who would it be?
Okay, I would really like to meet Paul McCartney. I've always admired his music and the way he lived his life.
Who is the greatest influence in your life?
I'll have to say my mother was the greatest influence in my life. She's a very strong woman, and she probably made me a lot who I am today because of that.
What do we have today that you never thought you would see in your lifetime?
The thing that I find the most fascinating is FaceTime or Skyping. I can talk to someone hundreds, even thousands of miles away, and see them right now.
How do you define success?
Okay, success to me is being comfortable in your own skin, liking who you are and being who you are without any apologies.